Okay, so what we've got here is we've got the code here for the flashcards. Okay, so let me just save this so it goes back to what it was. So we've got our system here. We've got our text area here. We've got the paragraph for the score that's going on there, and we've got everything else going. So for this task, what we need to do, the key elements of this task were, let's just have a look and let's get to it. Okay, the key element of this task was we're going to add some, sorry, it's task 4, isn't it? So what we need to do is we need to add these elements here. So we need to have a static element for a button, and that's got to go on the form. Okay, so that's got to go underneath this box here. So if we make this a bit bigger, you'll see it, it'll be a bit clearer. So it's got to go here. We want it to go into that section there. So we have to, if it's static, that means we look at the HTML code, flashcards.html, and we have to add the code ourselves. Okay, if it's dynamic, then we're going to make the JavaScript add the code, and that's all. That's what we're doing. So we are trying to manipulate the page. Okay, but if it's static, we're not manipulating the page. We're doing that ourselves. So if we just go back here, so let's just refresh that page so it brings up the HTML. There we go. Right. So the button here, this static button, we need to add, and it's called btn check. So this is the code for it. So I'm going to take that code and copy it, and I just need to put it into the right place. So here's my div user import here, and I want it to go after the text area. So there's the text area. So I'm going to put it after that. It's a script. So it tells you what comes first and what comes second. Right. So I'm going to put the button for checking the answer. Okay, that's what we want. We want the button for checking the answer. So in here, if I paste, so I'm just going to pull it all up on one line for the minute. Okay, so there's my button. So I'm going to call the button, I want to call it check. I'm going to say check your answer. Okay, so, and I'm going to give it an ID, and on the thing here it says, right, let's call it btn check. So its ID is btn check. The reason behind giving it an ID is so that we can use the JavaScript to talk to it, because we want to be able to react when somebody clicks on it. So we need to know what it's called so we can add the code for somebody reacting to it. So if I save that now and refresh the page, so I've got lots of cursors here. So if I stop there, so you can see there it's there now. That's my button, btn check your answer. So that btn check, and it's got check your answer. So now I want to add, the next thing to add is I need to add one for the score as well. So, but that's a paragraph this time, a static paragraph. So here's my paragraph. So let's copy that. I'll copy the comment as well. Okay, so here. So there it is. There's my HTML for the paragraph and code for the score. Okay, so just to show that it's there, I'm just going to say your score is, and so we're going to add to that. Okay, so if I save that and then refresh the page. Okay, and you can see there it's your score is. Now I'm giving an ID or a style here, so I'm going to put in here total score. I'm going to put an ID. What should we put as an ID? We're going to call it score. Okay, so let's call it ID score. So save that, and then if I go to the CSS, I'm going to make a style for that, so it looks a bit better. Okay, so might as well make it look like the other one. Okay, so that's the, so let's call it, what are we going to call, what have we called it? We've called it, sorry, flashcards, we called it total score. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to call this total score. So let's make it a nice bright red, or that's a nice purple. So let's make that color, and let's say, yeah, so make it nice and big as well. So total score is that. So save that, and class equals total score. Save that and refresh that, and then there we go. So it's nice and big. Okay, your score is. So we also want to add a paragraph that's going to show our message. Okay, so it's a paragraph again for success message. Okay, so this is, I'm going to call that message, and ID is success message. Okay, so and there, I'm going to leave that empty, right? So I'm going to leave that empty, so I can make a style for that. So we have hidden and shown, don't we? So we could utilize something like that. So if I say dot message, okay, so curly brackets, and at the moment I'm going to set its visibility to not, or hidden, sorry, we can't see it, and we're going to change it. We'll change it with our code so that it shows the message. Okay, but I'll make it big, and I'll change its color. So it's big. There you go. That's a bit darker than that. That's it. That'll do. Okay, so I'll save that. So the first thing we've done here is we've made a box. We've made all the boxes that we need to have. Okay, so we've made all the boxes that we need. So the hidden one is actually there. So message, success message is there. So we're going to be manipulating this. So when we do the next term and we check the answer, obviously we've got to update the score. Okay, but we've got to grab some things out of here. We've got to grab the data, and then we've got to show a message. Okay, so we'll do that in the next video, so that we can, this is how we set up the page.